Alright, what's up YouTube? You know, I've been on this daily upload grind, and I have to talk about this because I've made a video about this in the past. I made a couple videos about this in the past, I think, and it's really starting to show a lot more now. Now, I am fervently against day one DLC. I explained this in many different iterations, many different videos. In one video, I kind of said I understood the need for DLC, like as a whole, like the need for a DLC and for microtransactions, which is sort of what I'm talking about in this video. But the microtransaction one was basically talking about just games that are free to play, and you know that's how they survive. I can understand stuff like Fortnite. Even before I was actually playing it, I understood the concept of Fortnite and you know how that actually relates to the game and supporting the game. But here, let's be honest. Soul Hacker, Persona 5, basically a lot of Atlus. Atlus does it, but Atlus isn't the only one that does it. And for this video, I want to talk about Atlus because they, like I said, they do it a lot. So it's a good chance that you might have been aware to the fact that they do it. Day one DLC is a problem to me because yes, at the end of the day, the way you look at things is there's two outcomes. You can either rage at some stuff and be upset about it, or you know have an opinion about it, or you can just not buy it. But I feel like the actual practice of it is harmful to the gaming industry as a whole. Like me, man, I've been playing games since I was really little. So the way I look at it, like, is different from the way people look at it that have just started gaming, or younger people that just haven't been playing games that long, or people that play games as a casual. You know, I'm very casual in most of my games, but a lot of like JRPGs and stuff, I really get in there and I really play a lot of hours. You know, I like those types of games. But day one DLC has probably got to be the most disgusting thing ever, because Shin Megami did it when they had like the DLC demons that you can get. They were like pretty powerful, and then you know you can get them day one, but you had to pay for them. I don't think there should be a normalized factor of just buying a game for $60 or $70 and then having about like $20-$25 worth of DLC content you can also buy. I mean, I get it. This was bound to happen when we had stuff like Season Pass. I'm not mad at the fact that DLC exists, but if it's DLC, it should be DLC that they showed me like, hey, okay, I have DLC for you. I've been working on this game. We've been patching this game. We've been fixing up this game, and we got a DLC that's about to come out. You know what I'm saying? It's not out yet. It's not polished. It's not finished, but we are working on it. We're gonna get it to you as soon as possible. I like stuff like that. It's like, for a random example, like Tiny Tina, which may have day one DLC. I can't really remember, but I know they actually have like DLC that they were waiting on. They were waiting to come out, or specifically games like Monster Hunter, which is a little bit of a tricky situation because they do have like cosmetics and DLC like that, and that's the kind of DLC I'm talking about. So they're a little bit on both sides. But imagine if you were playing Monster Hunter and they have the big expansion. Every time a Monster Hunter game comes out, they have another expansion. At least that's the way it is now. Or in Monster Hunter World, they had Iceborne, and Monster Hunter Rise, they had Sunbreak. Imagine if Sunbreak, this big giant expansion that's gonna add way more hours to the game, was already done. Like, they already was done working on it when they dropped the game. So it's mean they literally held back a lot of the game's content just so they can add it on as DLC later. In a sense, when you're doing something like that, it's like limiting the amount of gameplay that you get. I say, no, I'm gonna cap you out here just so I can hide behind a gated paywall later. So when they come out with this new DLC where everything is kind of handed to you, you know, you'll be okay. Let me just clear up my statement a little bit. I honestly hate day one DLC, in the sense that I feel like it's unnecessary. And one of my arguments in another video was basically talking about games back in the day, which I know I like to look at both sides of an argument. I know that games back in the day had none of the development costs that they do now, and everything is different now, costs more money, and I get that. But games back in the day, when you actually did actual hard challenges and stuff, you got items for that. You know, it would be like, okay, if you play Dragon Ball Z, you would have to do all these certain challenges in Dragon Ball Z to unlock a certain character, or unlock a certain character in Naruto. Even Smash Brothers, you know, you had to do a lot of things that unlock the characters in some of the old Smash Brothers games. Like, I really wanted Wolf, but you had to do a lot to get Wolf. and that was like a challenge. That was something that could add extra gameplay hours to your game. But then imagine if they took all these little extra rewards that you get for doing like really hard and challenging bosses and such, and put them behind a paywall that you can get immediately. That would be annoying, man. Cause it's like, yeah, you don't have to partake in it, but it's like at the same time, make that, actually put that into the game, man. Like, don't give us DLC for this demon or this spirit. Like in Shin Megami 5, don't give it to us because, you know, we bought the DLC, the day one DLC. Make that a secret boss in the world. You know what I'm saying? Make that so I have to do a certain thing that I don't really know about yet, or I have to go to a certain path that I really haven't been to, or that may be unblocked after the end of the game, and give that character to me as like a secret boss fight. That's more content. Instead, they decide to carve the content out, dangle something like really interesting over you, so you may pay a couple dollars to get this demon, this spirit, without really doing any of the extra stuff. Like I said, Atlus is not the only people who do this. There are a lot of offenders who do this, and I have problems with most of these games. Games like Monster Hunter, they come out with cosmetics, like they got like different hairstyles you can get, you know. But most of the stuff that comes out in Monster Hunter is cosmetics, and not saying that stuff like the Joker costume in Soul Hackers 2 isn't cosmetics. What I mean about Monster Hunter, the reason why I feel like Monster Hunter is a good example of how I like the DLC structured, at least with Monster Hunter, most of their actual styles and outfits that you can actually buy, which is something they just started doing, mind you, is based around stuff that doesn't really fit within the game. It's cosmetic items that don't fit within the game. It gives you no bearing on the story at all. It does nothing to help you and give you a competitive edge. Unlike SMT5, where you can basically get a DLC so you can hunt rare creatures for days and just get infinite money and infinite XP. Games are supposed to be hard for a reason, man. And obviously they can give you a easy button by making you pay a couple of dollars, and if you choose to do it, that's on you. But as a tactic, I dislike it so much. Let me ask you guys this. Is there any game that you felt like had a really bad practice with DLC? I feel like for me, Atlus, I love the company. I love the brand. I think it's all great games. But I think they do some of the weirdest moves in the game industry that I ever seen. But with that being said, let me know what game or franchise you felt like wasn't really fair with the DLC and it could have been added to the game. Like, if you give me day one DLC that was another story chapter, I don't really know how to look at you. Cause why are you giving me DLC that's another story chapter and I could just been playing this in the actual story? But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next video.